Hey guys, today we're going to have a look at how to create a rocket ship using augmented reality in Reality Composer. So I'm going to do a spotlight search and search for Reality Composer. There it comes up straight away just by putting in REA. We open it up. Now you're going to see the little plus sign up the top there, so I'm going to select that. And then I'm on an iPad Pro, so it looks slightly different, but you basically want that horizontal anchor. Now we're actually going to use the inbuilt block here just as a base. So I'm going to tap it, and then when you tap it, you're going to notice that you've got these different colored cones. So blue is going to move it forward, red is going to move it, red's going to move side to side, and then green is going to go up or down. You can also grab the ring to rotate around that way. And when you change perspective, you're going to notice the color changes again as well. So you're going to need to see those factors when you're actually making your rocket. So I'm going to use this as the base. So I'm going to actually make the scale a little bit bigger. And then what I'm going to do is just drop it down into the ground, and then my rocket's got somewhere to actually launch from. So from there, I'm going to now go out of that and go up to the plus, because I want to start bringing in some shapes that are going to make up my rocket. So I'm going to tap the plus, and the first shape I want is just this cylinder here. So I'm going to tap that, and it's going to come in. Now, if I tap it once, again, I get those three colored cones, but if I tap again, I can then choose from this sub menu, and the one I want is modify, which is just there. I tap that and I get these little discs. So that allows me then to actually make it a bit bigger. Also, you're going to notice the scale on the side here. You can make bigger or smaller, and I can also go down and change the diameter and the height to sort of suit my liking. The next thing I want to do is go to the material color, and in this case I'm going to choose like I guess a silver color, and also here's the type of material it's going to be, and because it's a rocket I'm going to sort of go aluminium, something like that. Now I can tap out of that, tap it again and bring it across. In this case here, I want to sort of make sure it's in the middle roughly. In fact, I'm actually going to bring this forward. That's in the middle there. That looks about right. And I can sort of pinch to zoom, and I can rotate around, pan side to side and rotate around with a single figure, because getting a particular point of view or perspective is really important when you're using Reality Composer. The next thing is I'm going to go in and bring the cone part in. So again, I'm going to go up to the top and bring the plus, and there's the little cone that I'm looking for. Tap it again, and that allows me then to again go to that sort of car paint there. But in this case here, I want to change it to maybe like a blue color. That looks pretty good. A little bit lighter. And now I'm going to bring it up. And again, this is where your perspective is really important to make sure that it lines up. But you will notice there's these little guidelines come across. You can see they're lining up with the edges, and there's also a snap to grid. So here I'm just going to bring that up a little bit, and that's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to add some grid fins on the side. So I'm going to push the plus up the top there. Now, there aren't actually any proper triangles represented, but the one I normally use is the arrow, which is this one here. And it's a little bit tricky because I've got to actually rotate it around into the right orientation. So I'm going to move around, go from this perspective and move around like that. And then I also want to go around like that, about there. Maybe need to bring the size back a little bit, and then I'm going to put it and actually embed it into the shape. Again, I need to probably bring the size. And you can see it lines up pretty well. Move it up a little bit, move it across, and There we go. Now, one of the tricks that you can use with Reality Composer, actually, before I do that, I'm going to change the color. So down here, again, I'll go for car paint and material color. I'm going to change into maybe like a purpley color. And one of the great things you can do is you can tap it again and you can go duplicate, okay? So we go duplicate there, and then all I need to do is rotate that around the other orientation and then bring it over here. And then all of a sudden it will match up. And then I've got my rocket. Now, obviously I can go and put more things on it, but I want to keep it really simple today. The next thing I want to do, because I want this rocket to launch, is I'm going to group the shapes. So I'm going to tap the first one, and then I'm going to hold my finger on that shape and then tap the next one. And you'll see now there's a little blue line around all of them. Tap again, and I'm going to go group. Then once you can see that's now highlighted as a whole group, and I can actually move that as one. Use my undo. Next, I'm going to put my finger on that, tap the next one, and tap again and go group. And then say tap and tap that last one, go and go group. Now my rocket completely moves as one. Okay, so now our last major step is to now actually go and give it some behaviors or some actions. So I'm going to select the behavior tab up there, so it looks like a little sun with an arrow to the side, and it brings up the behaviors here. And this point's important to make sure you can see the shape well. I'm going to add a behavior, and there's a whole range of different pre-built behaviors which are great for students to start with, but today I'm going to choose custom. And then it gives us these little tiles. So the first one is that we're going to add a trigger. So this is the thing that starts the animation happening. So I'm going to tap that. And what I want to do is I actually want to tap the object to start the trigger. Now the program doesn't know what I'm tapping yet. So now I actually need to go and tap the object, and you'll see it goes green. The next one is I'm going to add the sequence, so actually what it's going to do. And the one I want here is to move, rotate, or scale to. So I'm tapping that, and you'll notice now that it's automatically put in an animation. But I don't want to go there. Actually, I'm just going to go and make sure again that that is chosen. There you go. So when I tap this card here, it brings up that little placement, but I actually want the rocket to go straight up. I can sort of make it go up like that. Now, obviously, if I want to go right up in the air, that's going to be hard. So what I can do is if I go to position here, because I'm dealing with the Y axis, I can just go in there and put in, say, 10. And it's 10 meters, okay? Now, I can also go and change the length that that's going to happen. At the moment, it's 1 second, which is too fast. So I want to change that slider. Maybe it's going to take 6 seconds to travel that 10 meters up into the air. And I can actually now play the animation here by pushing those buttons. There we go. It goes right up into the air. And I just push the stop to make it stop again. Okay, so now it's time to bring our rocket to life in the real world. So I'll unselect the behavior tab there. Can go up and select the AR button to actually then scan the surroundings and get our rocket to sit on the surface. And at this point I can move it around, I can scale it up or down. And then when I'm ready to play the scene, I'm going to push the play button. So all I need to do to launch it now is tap the rocket. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, launch. And up it goes. How cool is that?